from Annie and Jennifer. Feel the love that gets ignited in you as you remember what the world needs now is love. That love is in the air. So take a deep breath in. Drop your awareness into your body. Become aware of your head, your shoulders, your spine, your hips, your legs, your feet. Connect your feet to the ground. Become aware of your arms and open your palms if that's comfortable for you. And connect your palms and your crown to the universe, to source, to spirit, to creation. Move down into your heart space. Become aware of your heart, your physical heart, your emotional heart, and deeper yet, your spiritual heart. You might even want to place your hand on your heart. And begin to breathe in and out of your heart. Let the air come in, opening, expanding, open to receive, and exhale. As you exhale, feel the love moving through your body. Feel your heart opening, and know that the air that breathes you, the air that is being breathed by you, the air that is entering your heart and your lungs, the air that is moving through your body, your muscles and your bones and the very cells of your being. Become aware that this air is love. And so breathe in love through your heart. And exhale love. Let it pour through every cell of your being. For it truly is in love that we live and move and have our being. And it is through us that love lives and moves and has expression. Take another deep breath in. And exhale. Allow the love that is in you to begin to expand from your body, from your heart, into this room. And let the love that is in this room begin to expand. And with this love that is filling this room, we imagine it, we feel it, we call it forth, expanding and encircling this globe. Just as the air, the atmosphere encircles the globe and touches and permeates every living thing on the planet, so does love. Imagine and feel and claim and proclaim that every person on this planet might know love on this day. Open your mind, open your heart to the possibility and what might happen on our planet if this were indeed true. And what might happen in this ministry, in this town, in this state, if every one of us knew love as us today? Open your crown, open your palms, open your heart just a little further and receive. We bring to mind every person, any person we might know that is in need of prayer on this day, and we embrace them in this field of love. Every person, every situation, every circumstance, every country. For it is in the field of love that all healing takes place. Take one more deep breath in, and let this love, this field of love that is encircling the globe, let it come all the way right back around and fill your own heart once again. Expanding, anchoring, knowing the truth. And let this love that is ignited in you bring a song to your heart, a twinkle to your eye, and a smile on your lips. Feel the smile that is the unity of Payson filling this room. And we give thanks that this is so, and we pray it, and we affirm it, and we proclaim it in the name and through the power of that living, loving presence that is love, that is God, that is Spirit. And so it is, and so it shall be. Amen. Can you feel the love in the air? It is Valentine's week, I think. I heard a rumor. Happens every year. So I was thinking about love. I was thinking about what is love? What really is love? So, of course, I went to my highest source, the internet. And some of these I'm sure you've heard before, but I thought a couple of them were so cute that I wanted to share them again. According to 4-year-old Billy, when someone loves you, the way they say your name is different. Your name is safe in their mouth. I love that one. Terry, age 4, love is what makes you smile when you're tired. I'm thinking, what does a 4-year-old know about tired? Oh, I'm beeping around. What am I doing? God's speaking through me today. And I love this one, Karen, age 7. When you love somebody, your eyelashes go up and down. And little stars come out of you. Do it. Can you feel the stars? I kind of get stars when I'm blinking my eyelashes go up and down. Flash your eyelashes and feel the love. Feel the laughter. So I went to my next highest source to find out a little more about love, right? So I went to Webster. Webster says that love is a feeling of warm personal attachment or deep affection. I don't know, I like Billy's better.
Yeah, me too.
Charles Fillmore, co-founder of Unity, says love is the pure essence of being. Jesus talks about love. He gives us as the greatest commandment. We hear about love all the way, Moses even. All the way through our scriptures, it's about love. Love. Love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your might, with all your soul, with all your strength. With every cell of your being, love God. Our first commandment, right? And then we go and put this old guy in the sky, right? And we go, and this guy's going to love us and bless us if we obey and curse us if we're bad. That's love. Yes?
No.
No. Thank you. But Jesus talks about love all throughout the commandments. He says love. Love God. First commandment, of course. He says love your neighbor. Love your neighbor as yourself. Then he says love your enemies. Oops. Well, sometimes neighbors are harder, right? But where does self come in there? Love yourself, love your neighbor, love your enemies. And then the greatest commandment, as he's getting ready to be crucified and resurrected, he said, love one another. Love one another as I have loved you. And then you jump ahead in 1 John, and it says that God is love. And if you know love, you know God. And if you know God, you know love. And if you don't know God, you don't know love. And you don't know love, you don't know God. But we still don't know what really love is, right? So I come back to Charles Fillmore, the pure essence of being. He had an invocation that many of you might have heard of if you've been in Unity for a long time. I meant to look it up this morning because it came to me in the night somewhere. But it starts out, I am now in the presence of pure being, immersed in the Holy Spirit of life, love, and wisdom. I'm now in the presence of pure being. Love is the pure essence of being. But what if love is something even different than all of those definitions? What if love is the very impulse of creation? What if love is the air? Not in the air, but love is the air that we breathe. What if that were true? What if we could let go of all of our old thoughts about love? Because I would think that we all have some thoughts about love, right? Maybe some of us as children learned that we were absolutely 100% loved and adored, and we were perfect. And we would receive love all the way up until, put your own until in, right? Conditional love. What if we grew up and we had relationships and we thought they were love, and then we had other experiences, right? We have expectation, we have judgment, we have demand, we have stuff. Let's just call it stuff, right? Right? Rob and I don't have any stuff, so I'm safe to say this today, right?
Right.
Right. But what if the stuff that is love, that's not really love? What if there's something different? Something bigger, something more in the universe. And I believe it is true. And I believe that at this time we are being called up to a new place in consciousness where we will begin to live and experience and embody a new level of love. And the way that we get there is through our heart. The way that we get to the next level of spiritual unfolding, to the next level of spiritual awakening, to the next level of consciousness is through the heart. Now, the cool thing about the heart, we all know what it is. We all know people who are really like mushy, gushy, party, like that, right? 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 But the thing about the heart, the physical heart, it was initially put in our human bodies to be the organ that leads us, that guides us. And somewhere over however many years we've been on the planet, 12 billion years or whatever it is, we've shifted so that our brain leads us and guides us. But the heart actually sends messages to the brain. And now, the mystics have known this always. But now in the last decade, the scientists are coming to know it. And I love that. I love that. And one of my favorite organizations right now, that's easy to talk about, is HeartMath. Yeah. Anybody know HeartMath? A couple of you? Yeah. So HeartMath does all the scientific work so that they can bring this whole idea of spiritual love into corporate America, or wherever you can't use the word God. You can't even use the word love in some of those arenas. But they're teaching it. And they're documenting it scientifically. And what they're finding is right in alignment with the mystics of old, the mystics of modern day, is that we're coming together. And we are in a new age. Right now, we're entering and we are in a new age. And it is an age where we will discover truly our oneness. Now, in unity, we have a jump start, right? Because we have all the teachings of the new age. But we have them so often still in our heads. We have the teachings that we are all one. Yes. How often do you go out into your world and you forget? Anybody? Yeah, a couple people. How often do we know the teaching that love is the way? That love is the only power, that love is the way. But when do we go into the world and we get worried, or we get angry, or we get stressed out? Anybody? Yeah. We have, my papers want to fly. We have the teachings that God is closer than our hands and feet, that God is closer to our breath. But how often do we forget to align ourselves with God, to fully realize God in the moment? How often? Once in a while. Somebody said too often. I went with once in a while. The truth is too often, right? We have the teachings that we have that Christ potential within us, in unity and new thought. We know that. But we haven't made manifest it, at least in my experience, yet, as a humankind. It's time. The new consciousness, the new dimension is time. But what they're finding in the science of the heart is that when you come into a heart coherence, when you shift from your brain or your stresses or the outer world to an awareness in your heart, your body chemistry changes. Your heart softens and opens. The cortisol, which is the stress chemical, gets less. The other, I can't remember. I could look, but I can't see my notes very well. But the other chemicals, the endorphins, they speed up. And your heart rate actually levels out. I mean, not like flatline. But it becomes systematic and even, rather than when you're normally in life. It's up and it's down and it's like this and it's all over the place. It's chaotic. But we live our chaotic lives. So the heart is the key. It really is the key. And love is the key. And as you come into your heart, in a no-kidding kind of way, as you land in your heart, moment by moment, you discover a field. And it's the field of heart resonance. It's the field of coherence. It's the field where your intuition is on. It's the field where your wisdom is clear from spirit. It's the field where you're in, where you're not going to be reactive to life, but you can be responsive to life. Rumi has a quote, one of my favorites. It says, "Out beyond all right doing and all wrongdoing, there is a field. I'll meet you there. I'll meet you there." It's that field we're talking about. And it's that field that is becoming accessible to the masses, accessible to each and every one of us. Right here, right now, we can enter into that field. And when you do, you'll take a breath. You'll go, ah. And your shoulders will drop and your chest will open. And you will discover, maybe not in this moment, but if you come into the field, you will discover God as a part of you. You will discover love as the very fabric of our universe, and not just this planet, but all of the planets and all of the universes and all of it. That love is the impulse of all of creation. Do you want to find that impulse of all of creation? Anybody? Can you feel it in this moment, in this room? Can you open your crown and open your palms, as we did in the meditation, and feel your heart? Because when you do that, you will begin to bypass the brain that keeps us separate, the brain that keeps us angry, the brain that keeps us in the field of wanting to figure it out. Do I have any figure it outers in the room? I know, me too. But it will begin to shift you, and you will begin to live in this place. It's a new place. It's a new place. You may have touched it before. Anybody in here ever have a mystical experience in your life? Yeah, quite a few of it. That's touching it. But what we're being called to now in 2013 and beyond, what we're being called to now as we're moving into the 4th dimension and the 5th dimension, as we're moving up in consciousness, as we're coming into the Christ consciousness, is we're being called to live there. And you do that by touching it again and again and again and again, and staying there for, I don't know, 5 seconds at a time, and then 10 seconds at a time, and then maybe 1 whole minute at a time. And before long, you begin to be there more often. And that is the place that we will see the changes on the planet. The more of us that land here, that live here, that open our hearts, the more of us that come in this place, we will see the awakening. We will see the transformation. It's from this place that we will see the solutions to the problems of today. We're not going to find them in the same level of consciousness that created them. But as we tap this place, I go like this, I go up, but it's in your heart. It's in the depths of your own heart. It's not for your mind any longer. Our mind has served us very, very well. We've learned the principles, but now we have to know the principles. We have to know our worth, our value. We have to know that you are beloved on the planet. We have to know that. We have to know that in every moment of every day. And when we do, we discover love. That true, open, abandoned, vulnerable, powerful love. There was a man whose wife had died. He lived in a great neighborhood back when we used to have neighborhoods, and he was sitting out on his front porch one day, and the little boy across the street, who was probably Billy, who was also 4, came out and he looked at the man, and his mom was not paying that much attention to him, but it was in a time where that was okay. And all of a sudden he goes running across the street, and he crawls up in that man's lap, and he sits there, and the mom's watching him and watching and watching. And finally she goes over and she says to the man, "I'm so sorry, he's bothering you." He says, "No, not at all." She says, "Billy, come home now. Come on." And she gets home, and he goes, "Billy," she goes, "Billy, what were you doing?" He says, "I was helping him cry. Oh. I was just in love with him." And love isn't the whooshy-gushy, smushy love. It's part of it. We're not going to give that part up. But what we're talking about is that field that is palpable, that is scientifically noticed. And in that field of love is power, is personal power, not from the ego, but from the presence. And in that field is the presence of who you are here to be. And in that field, you will be able to transcend and let go of all that other stuff the unworthiness, the not good enough, the I can't and I don't want to and I don't feel good and that. It will disappear from that place. And most people I know have been trying to make that stuff, trying to transcend it and heal it and shift it from the lower place. From the place of emotional love, from the place of the old consciousness. We're coming into new consciousness. Are you with me?
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Are you with me?
Yes.
Love is in the air. Love is the air. Love is more than the air. Love is the impulse of creation. The impulse, if you get quiet again, and we're not going to meditate again, but later when you go home, put your hand on your heart and feel the pulse of your heart. And then drop deeper. And then drop deeper. And then drop deeper. And what you will discover is the pulse of the planet. And as you drop deeper, you will discover the pulse of all of creation from the beginning of time up till now and beyond. Not that there's an end of time, but infinity beyond. And what you will find is the world that we yearn for. And what we will find is ourselves as we yearn to be. Free, alive, healthy, knowing our power, bringing our gift to the world, living in a world that works for all people. Imagine it. Imagine it. A world that works for all. Imagine a world with no war. Imagine a world with no hate. Imagine a world with no hunger. Imagine a world with no disease. Imagine a world of love, of presence, of spirit, of oneness. Imagine a world where all people work together for the greater good of this planet. Imagine that, and you will experience that love truly is the air, that love truly is in the air. Take a deep breath in. And say with me, love is in the air.
Love is in the air.
Love is in my air.
Love is in my air.
Love is my air.
Love is my air.
Love is my source.
Love is my source.
Love is my truth.
Love is my truth.
Love is me.
Love is me.
Love. I love you all. God bless you. Thank you.
We looked for the song that had more love in it than anything else, so we found the word. Wow. Please stand for the. Should I say the French national? Thank you. Yes. When you see it says all sing, all sing. When it says the music leader sings, that's Jen and me, kind of. Well, kind of. Yeah. Oh yeah, that's right. love you.